On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
And then we just think, oh, this will fit us too. No, red pill stuff does not fit Black people. No, that is Eurocentric ideologies of whatever, that's them. Maybe it works for them, not us. As Black people, we need to be working together. As Black people, both people in a relationship, whatever genders they are, need to be trying to be the best they can, build up the most that they can for the future. Think about 10 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now. We can't get caught up in this, well, my family is good and it's right now. We got to get past that. We got to get to the point where we are working actively towards building something for after we're gone. And all of this trying to follow in the footsteps of white women for feminism, follow in the footsteps of white men for the manosphere and the red pill. I'm sorry, but that's not it.
Rilla, so I want to answer your question because he's just regurgitating what my frat brother Kevin Samuels says. That's what he's doing. Kevin Samuels, and I love Kevin Samuels, right? And I watched the interview with you guys and Kevin Samuels, and I watched it by himself, and he always says what Anton says, but he says one thing too. It's going to take a group of women to stand up for the real men. He says that. Mm-hmm. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem is he does, and I can show you the clip too. It's going to take a group of women that understand the traditional ways of being for other women to change, to defend the men that's leading the way. He says that. This is a fact. So here's my thing. Anton is right. There's documentation that there were CIA ops within the feminist movement to destroy the Black family. He's 100% right. He's 100% right in saying that it's easier to build a child than to repair a broken man, which is a quote everybody knows already, right? This is what I'm saying. People regurgitate information, and it makes me realize how elementary you really are. Because you're regurgitating information, you're not applying it. It's called wisdom, right? We need women to help us come up with a solution. We need women to help. We need everybody to come in and work together. No one should be feeling this false sense of independence that you don't need anybody else. Because when you think like that, you are the antithesis of the word community. When you think you can do everything by yourself, you think you are the opposite of what community means.
Interestingly enough, the main way, and he don't even understand, the main way that you build up a strong community is by building up your own household first. He don't even know what that means because he don't have any kind of leadership in a household. The main way in which you build up a community is you first take accountability for yourself, and you take a household, and you take control of your household first.
Okay.
Facts. The other part of that equation is real men don't need women in a conversation amongst men in order to be successful. Men largely is men. I didn't say you did. Don't get emotional. Men are largely the state of the community. If you want to see the greatness of any community, it starts with the greatness of men. And so men need to be less concerned about what women think and spend more time on becoming the best versions of themselves, understanding that the best version of men often lead to the greatest women following them. I don't need them as a part of the conversation. I just need to be a great man. When my family raised us, right? When they raised a group of men that's all successfully married, never divorced, all these things, they told us to focus on being the best versions of ourselves. Don't chase chicks, chase checks. Stop looking for validation from women. Become the best version of yourself, understanding that the women come along with it. You don't need to include them in the conversation. Win. And then everything else falls into place.
You know what is so crazy? Because if you listen, I'm sorry.
Okay, this is the last one, King.
You know what's crazy? If you heard everything that he regurgitated from what he heard from others, at the end he said, "Don't chase checks. Don't chase women. Chase checks, because women will come." It goes back to Courtney's point. Stop objectifying women. That's your problem. You act like they're trophies. You act like they come. You said if you're winning, women are going to come. They're not trophies. They're beings. So at the end of the day, I'm not saying you're right. As a man, I always preach this. Don't get married. Don't even try to have children until you build yourself up. go to school, travel the world, get your finances right, then entertain having a wife and a family. Right?
JR.
I made it very clear. I made it very clear that that's what I did. I built myself. Now I'm ready to have a family. Do you want me to have a family prematurely?
JR, you can't stop this topic because everybody has so much to say.
But wait. Listen, these brothers don't even understand, and I think I know that they do.
Hold on. I hate to interrupt you, Courtney keeps trying to ask a question.
Thank you. We always talk about being the better versions of ourselves.
There you go.
The question is why? Why are we trying to be the best version of ourselves? Why are we leveling up? It has to be a purpose. We're just not leveling up for this money. Why are we doing it? And for me, and you can, and everybody can answer, I would assume you want to be the best version of yourself so you can be the best husband, the best provider. I got to be the best version of myself so I can be an amazing mom, an amazing wife. I can't do that with being trash. So it has to be a purpose. Why are we leveling up? Everything level up. Okay, but why? And for me, it's so you can have the best family. And that's mama and daddy. So why?
Who are you asking the question to?
Anybody.
I think it's Kay. Kay, it's your turn.
Man, I got so much. So I'm going to try to keep it short because, man, it was all over the place. So first, I think that a lot of us get caught up. And it's funny that it's really easily recognizable when it's feminism. People will be like, oh, that's the white woman's thing, you know, whatever. Which, I mean, I agree. As a Black woman, feminism is not my struggle. Racism is my struggle. So I'm all about uniting with Black women, Black men, Black people to fight against that, right? I'm not a feminist. That's not my struggle. But it's really interesting that a lot of men, and in recent times, a lot of Black men are taking on this very Eurocentric ideology as it relates to relationship dynamics. Because if you actually look at what a lot of people in Africa, different countries in Africa, a lot of Black people in America have been doing, it's never been, oh, the woman doesn't say anything. She's not important in these conversations amongst men. So at this point, it seems like a lot of men are trying to follow, a lot of Black men, unfortunately, are trying to follow into the footsteps of white men who aren't even trying to lead you. They don't care what happens to you or your family, but you're subscribing to their ideologies, and it's ruining your situation with your Black woman. My thing is, and I'm not saying anyone's personal Black woman, I'm saying in general, the thing is, as Black people, feminism is not the thing we need to be worried about. Manosphere, red pill, whatever, is not the thing we need to be worried about, because those are all created by Europeans. And we need to come together under things that are beneficial for us as Black people living in America. And you know what? It's funny that like multiple people have gone off camera, but when I do this, it's such a problem and I'm so rude. But I'm gonna keep talking. I think that it's a problem that Black people so easily fall into these things that white people put out for themselves. And then we just think, oh, this will fit us too. No, red pill stuff does not fit Black people. No, that is Eurocentric ideologies of whatever, that's them. Maybe it works for them, not us. As Black people, we need to be working together. As Black people, both people in a relationship, you know, whatever genders they are, need to be trying to be the best they can, build up the most that they can for the future. Think about 10 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now. We can't get caught up in this, well, my family is good and it's right now. We got to get past that. We got to get to the point where we are working actively towards building something for after we're gone. And all of this trying to follow in the footsteps of white women for feminism, follow in the footsteps of white men for the manosphere and the red pill. I'm sorry, but that's not it.